Hi, I'm Andrew Clark, the Logistics Optimizer. In this clip from session 3 of the Access Group Fulfillment Forum, Elton and I talk about smart inventory planning. To hear his full speech, you'll need to go to the Fulfillment Forum in the link in the description below. But I want to stress here really the importance of getting the inventory in the right place. This is important on so many levels. Strategically, getting the inventory in the right warehouse that's closest to your customer is definitely something you want to look at, but there is a whole world of calculations and software out there to help you with your planning of where you strategically place your inventory if you have multiple warehouses, whether to get deliveries direct to that warehouse or whether to bring them in centrally and then distribute them out to different warehouses. That's a whole discipline in itself, which is really Elton's area of expertise. Within a warehouse, smart inventory placement is also really important, and I've talked about the value of product slotting and pick phases and things in other videos. So here's just a little clip from that session on smart inventory placement. Hope you enjoy it.
What do you think, Andrew?
I think that that strategic placement of inventory adds significant value to a business if you have. If you've got complex inventory, understanding where the demand is for inventory. Years ago, I worked for a business where we had a network of warehouses around the country, but there was a long tail of inventory. And so we identified strategically those items which were high value, low order volume, and relatively small, and we stocked them centrally in the Sydney warehouse. And then when demand came, we air freighted them to the customers directly. So there was minimal impact on the service level, and you weren't trying to stock like 8 tyres in 8 warehouses, because it just cost wise that just kills you. And there's a small increment in freight cost, but as an overall inventory management perspective, reduction of inventory loss and write-off and expiring inventory and all of those sort of reasons, the strategy around inventory placement is quite critical to a business.
Yeah.
And what sort of solutions are people finding to those problems today? I mean, again, back in the day, Elton and I, we both spent time in the supply chain software space. The big thing for a while was just getting your forecast right. Then it was like, well, I got my forecast right, but have I got the stuff in the right place? And to your point, and we thought it was complex back in those days, right? But in today's market, where you're shipping even smaller stuff on a much more regular time pressure basis, how are people juggling that balance, right? Of and what solutions do you think or what type of solutions do you think you're putting in place? Is AI going to help in any way with that?
Yeah, the Pareto rule is still so relevant, and when I first met you, maybe over 25 years ago, Evan, and we both read R.G. Brown's Advanced Service Parts Inventory Control book from 1973, I think it was. We were fascinated in the calculations that go into inventory optimization, and customers were looking at ABC segmentation. And then they moved on to 2-dimensional ABC, XYZ, and now they're doing 3 or 4-dimensional segmentation. So getting those segments right so you can put more inventory on the right products and less on the less right products is still so critical.